Hello, and welcome. I'm sorry, I'm going to put some headphones in, but welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. And today is a very special day. First of all, because all of a sudden we have an echo, so I need to put in some headphones so you won't hear echo. But also because Tom Kowalski is here with me. Tom, hi.
Hi, Yvonne. Thank you for this. I'm excited to talk cybersecurity with you today and our audience.
I'm also very excited because it's such an amazing topic. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Great that you're watching this show. I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself Coaching, and I help ambitious and driven business owners to do more in less time. And in this show, which is for business owners and executives, we touch on topics that really help you to make your business more easy and to make it, in this instance, even more secure as well. So, Tom, hi. Great that you're here. Can you quickly introduce yourself for those who are watching?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Tom Kowalski, founder and CEO of REP. I'm a cybersecurity and reputational risk strategist. We help prevent our clients from cybersecurity incidents, adverse cybersecurity incidents.
I like that. And Vinay, great that you're watching. So yeah, let's talk about cybersecurity and why it's a must in your business. And I think what I would like to emphasize, Tom, and I really want you to explain this a bit, why it's a must in every business. Because as most people like myself will think, that's none of my business. You know, I don't have tens of employees. I just have me and a small team. So why would I even worry about it? So talk to me about why is it important and why is it important for every business?
Sure. I think it comes down to understanding what cybersecurity is. And that may differ from business to business and individual to individual. It's not an end-all for be-all solution. And what we do, we take a customized approach to everybody's unique situation in business activities, and we analyze that at the deep level. But it's essentially translating very complex information and technology and jargon and allowing business owners and individuals to understand how it affects them. And so common is I get a response from many business owners, well, I don't process any valuable data. Well, and my response to that, though, is if the lights...
That must be right.
Right. If the lights go out and you were unable to run your business, how would that affect you, right? It's a loss of income. If your data was stolen, it's a reputational issue. So it runs across the gamut, and it's incredibly important to really understand what the value of your data is, and that is your business, right? Everything that you touch, everything that you process is through the internet. And so that's why cybersecurity is important.
Yeah, so it took me a while to really understand this, because I was like, well, I don't have that much on my computer. And then I thought of not having access to anything on my computer.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my wake-up call that I understood. But if I can't access what's on my computer, or, if you don't have a computer, which is almost the same, I can't run my business, right? Everything would be gone. And that thought, that's scary. That's really, really scary. So, and that's where you come in.
Right. That's exactly right. And, we had that conversation, that doomsday scenario. It does instill fear in people. And quite common is, the response of, I'm scared and I don't want to do it. But the analogy that I like to portray or represent in somebody's head is, if you're going down a dark alley at night and you feel that somebody is following you or about to attack you, do you continue to go down that alleyway, or do you find an escape and perhaps a well-lit street and go find help? And it's really that simple, right? So cybersecurity is no different. A lot of business owners need help, and it's just for the mere fact that they aren't aware, right? And that's fine. That's what we're here to do, is to help educate and raise awareness, because over 60% of small businesses do not have cybersecurity these days. And as we well know, with the pipeline, the Colonial Pipeline in the US hack, and then recently the global attack that affected 70 million devices through an IT company, everybody needs to pay attention to it, and it will affect your business.
Okay, so now you've scared everybody, right? So everybody's like, okay, great, I need to go to Tom. Now, tell me, why do we need you? Because, this is, if I say it this bluntly, it's not that nice, but I'm going to ask it bluntly anyway, because I'm Dutch, so I can do blunt. So what makes you special? Why do we need to go to you?
Yeah, sure. Well, at Rep, we get our clients' results. I'm first going to give you a case study before I dive into why we're important in our differentiating factors. We had a client who recently onboarded. This is several months ago. One of the first things that we do is we run an assessment in our client's environment. So what that means is we run a scan on their endpoints. And I know, Yvonne, you don't like the word endpoints, but what that means is devices, right? Devices, network, anything that processes data between end to end within their network, right? So we scan all their files and any traffic for any anomalies, any malicious behavior, any files. We like to know what we're working with, right? And the clients want to know what we're working with. We want to make sure that there's nothing there that shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. And when we performed this activity, we discovered that there was malware that the client downloaded sitting there dormant for several years, and her free antivirus didn't detect it. And so this is incredibly important, and why enterprise-grade security technology is important, especially for businesses, because a free antivirus just isn't going to cut it, and it certainly didn't detect it in this particular case. So what this particular piece of malware was intended to do is infect Microsoft products. Now, this client has a lot of high net worth and ultra high net worth clients, and that could have severely impacted their business, their revenue, and their reputation. And we were able to scan it and remediate it and remove it from their system. So that's just one of the things that we do and the results that we get.
So basically you're saying you're going way deeper, and not just that, you're doing the assessment, but you're also, so it's peace of mind that I'm getting, but Absolutely. It's also, which I'm a big fan of, as you know, it's making it easy for me, because I can give it to you and I don't have to worry, because not alone am I protected. All of a sudden the lights go on in the dark alley. That's what happens. But also, if I do, I'm thinking of this dark alley now, if I do see someone standing there, which I find suspicious, I have you to be my, to come to rescue me.
That's right. And, that's a good parlay into our differentiating factors, because, part of what we offer to our clients, one of the leading things is the white glove client service, which is lacking with a lot of security companies. And clients want to be able to have those conversations that are very important. Look, these things are worrisome. They're fearful. They're sometimes embarrassing. And we're here to support our clients in making sure that we're providing as much information to them so they can understand what we're doing, but how we're protecting them. And each of Rep's clients benefit from, a white glove client service, but our premium services that require a little bit more guidance and advisory, you get your own cyber agent. Who doesn't want their own cyber agent? It's like a private investigator, FBI agent standing by your side, right? So that's one of our differentiating factors. And then it's the automated security solutions for our startups and individuals who are just starting. And security is incredibly important, but having an enterprise grade solution that's automated is the right approach for them, because they get the hands-on installation, the onboarding process, the technical support that they need, and then they can call us with any questions that they have.
I like that. So it's very personalized and very the white glove. So it's concierge services, right?
That's
Now,
Yep.
that kind of might freak some people out because, I don't know what hotels you normally stay in, but mine not necessarily come with a concierge services. So the ones they do have it, they are like the nice ones. But that immediately gets this image like, okay, I won't be able to afford this at all.
Yes. And I'm glad you touched upon that point because, even though we do have high-end services that support high-end clients, there is an incredibly important, market, especially for small businesses who are just coming on and who are startups, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small businesses, less than 10 employees, who need security and they need enterprise-grade service. So that's what I was talking about before. Those automated security solutions are a perfect fit for them. We put things together that work for their specific business and their activities. But what we mean by concierge advisory is that we do the heavy lifting for you. So we've built this company, Rep, on partnerships. And we put together security technology that's normally reserved for large enterprises, and brought it down for consumers, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, because consumer grade and even free products are not going to protect you from these sophisticated attacks that are happening across the globe. And so we do that for you through our trusted and strong partnerships.
And that also lowers the price. So I'm getting the service, but I'm not getting the price. That's what you're saying?
That's right. So there's different models that we have. Some clients do want that advisory and they want that hands-on.
Sure.
And they want to be able to call all the time, and that's perfectly fine. And then there are other clients that just want an automated solution, but they do require the enterprise grade protection, and we're able to support both.
I hear you. Okay, I like that there is whatever you want, you can serve them, but it's still accessible for people who are startups, smaller companies, don't have that much employees, but still need the protection, and then you can tailor them. So it's also already saving a lot of time, because if you have to investigate, and like you're saying, that example of your client who thought she had a virus scanner that would protect her and didn't protect anything, it's almost like you're thinking you're getting the right thing, but you're getting the wrong thing. And if you really need to sort it out, it's going to take hours and hours, and that's where you come in, and you already have, based on our stories, what we need. So I like that it's also saving us a lot of time.
That's right. And the other important component that I want to touch upon is the reputational component, right? So I come from a PR background in the business world, and when I was obtaining my cybersecurity certification at Georgetown, I quickly identified a gap, and that was the communication, when a cyber incident occurs. But then the missing conversation that was being had was how cybersecurity events affect reputations. And there's that long-term consequence of a cyber incident, especially if it's public or affects stakeholders or even customers, that will bring down the reputation of a company and ultimately the trust that you have with retaining and attracting new employees, but attracting and retaining clients as well. So there's financial impact with reputational. It's directly correlated.
I hear you. Hey, Sovik, nice that you're here. So I showed this earlier. Yeah, Secure My Rep. It's your website, Tom. And if people are wanting to know more, wanting to understand, okay, how can I protect my business against a cybersecurity attack? All they need to do is to go to your website, and then they can have a complimentary consultation with you to understand, are they at risk? If not, great. If so, how can you help them?
That's right. And I would welcome everybody to check out my website, securemyrep.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook as well at securemyrep. But there's a contact form on our website, and we welcome everybody to fill that out, and we'll have a complimentary consultation. During that consultation, I'll perform a brief risk assessment and ask some detailed questions about your business, your activities, to determine where the gaps might exist. So those gaps are called vulnerabilities. So a little bit technical language, but that's what we do, right? We identify those security gaps where you might be at risk, right? So you might be in that dark alley and somebody might be after you. And our job is to come in and, as Yvonne said, come and rescue you and bring you out of that alley and bring you into the light. And we'll ask you some detailed questions and help you out and make sure that your business is protected.
Great, I love that. So Tom, a lovely thing is happening here, right? So this is Dimitri. Hi, Dimitri. I love that you're watching. Dimitri is in Guatemala. Sovik is in India. I'm in the Netherlands and you're in the US. So we've got this great global presence here, which I love. I'm all about global presence. My question is, okay, that's great. You're in the US. Can we still work together? Or are there certain... Is it just for the US or is it worldwide, the services you provide?
Rep is a global company. We support clients across the globe. And our service model is agnostic. And so if some of the service partners that we do have partnerships with, because some only support US clients, if that's not feasible for global clients, we will find a partnership that does work for our clients. And we essentially put all of the security partnerships together and build our clients' programs. And so that's not an issue for us, is that, due to that agnostic service model and non-exclusivity, that we're able to do that and support clients across the globe.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, that's great, because otherwise, you're watching and you're thinking, yeah, but that's all US, so it's not really applicable to me. I must say that I know that I sent you something, an app I saw on Instagram, and I thought, oh, that's something. Let me explain. It was an app about how to really be on top of the social media of your kids. And my daughter is 10 and she's just starting with this social media. And, I'm like, okay. And you helped me, because the app I found was US based, but you found one that is really applicable to me. So I can vouch that this is true. It doesn't really matter where you're based. Tom was able to help you. Now, Tom, tell me a bit, why did you start your business? I mean, why is this such an important topic for you? Because every time we talk about it, it's your passion, I can tell. But why?
Absolutely, and I appreciate that question. So I gave you a little insight while I was at Georgetown obtaining my certification, but how did I get there in the first place? That's a great question. Look, my purpose is to help others and to safeguard their data and their reputation. But my business is very personal. The reason I started this company is that I've experienced cybersecurity incidents that frankly threatened my reputation. And firsthand, it greatly affected my well-being. So, all those feelings that clients come to me, embarrassment, anger, fear, worry, all of that I felt deep in my stomach, like that pit, that knot that just won't go away, right? So I can relate to people that are in need and have experienced these issues on a deep level. Look, but through that process and trying to solve my own problem, and our laws don't keep pace with modern times, unfortunately. And so navigating around that and solving the problems is very complex, and these sophisticated attacks keep happening and increasing in nature. And then there's the issue with technology being reserved for large enterprises. Okay, great. So I'm a small business myself. You're a small business. How do we get access to enterprise grade technology that we absolutely need, because consumer technology is certainly not protecting us from ransomware attacks, sophisticated ransomware attacks. So I put that all together and developed my company. So it's deeply personal to me. I understand the issues and the fear, the human emotions that are incited, but then the complexity of making sense of all of this and putting it together to protect your business, right?
Yeah. In a way, I'm not going to say I love it, because that's the wrong thing, but it's very comforting to know that you went through it yourself. Because, as you say, I've heard some of the stories of people who got hacked or who got. I heard some horrible stories of people who how do you say that, really were put to shame online, and they were truly innocent. This was even a very young person even, and it's so bad that these things can happen. And then it's such a relief to know that you're there
Yep.
to guide and to protect. And sometimes, even after it happened, but still then you are someone to turn to. And I think knowing that you went through it yourself, so you won't let that happen to anyone else, that's really something that speaks to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I was on the phone. I was on a new business call last night with a restaurant and wine bar, and I was, talking about these issues, and I was explaining, kind of how we think here outside the box, because you have to think of anything that's possible. Cyber criminals are equally creative and intelligent, and they're always coming up with new ways of attacking places. And so I posed the question, suppose this particular restaurant is in New York City. Suppose you had a QR code sitting on your table outside, and a cyber criminal came by and swapped that QR code and had duplicated your website and had a payment processing portal right on the fictitious website. And now customers are going up, and let's just say the server is inside and very busy, connects, orders, and thinks that their food is coming to the table and drink. But then the waiter or waitress comes out and takes the order, and the customer says, I already placed the order online. And they're like, wait a second, we don't process payments or orders online. You have a problem, because now you've connected to a fictitious website and paid a cyber criminal. And that's quite common, especially in the restaurant industry, among many other things. But the point of that is it gives you an idea of how we think here. We have to think of the unimaginable, and it's almost like being in a movie at times.
Yes,
about these things. It's crazy, right? And
oh my word,
Yvonne, you've said this many times. Does that really happen? Yes.
Yeah. This one was new to me. I'm like, geez, but I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm always on my little pink cloud here, so I can't understand that this, but it does happen, and I can only imagine how it would hurt the company. It would be like a double whammy, because first of all, the customers will never return. You need to do, as a restaurant or wine bar, you need to do something to satisfy them. So you're going to give them free food, but it's bad, and it's honestly like somebody intruded your private space, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. And it's, that's another example of how these laws do not keep pace with modern times, where anybody can just, that's a copyright violation, but that's where it's going to stop. Where nothing else is no crime is being committed, unless they, of course, commit fraud. That would be a second crime. But, literally lifting somebody's website is, our laws need to be buttoned up, but, to leave the government to protect your business is not a good idea. That's where you need a cyber expert to come in and analyze everything and analyze all the risks to your business.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why people should reach out to you to really discuss, at least, am I at risk, or is my company safe? And I think from my own experience, also just to talk to you, what data am I then losing? How would it look like? Because I can't understand that somebody would go out of a limb to make a QR code, to make up a whole website. And I think it's a good thing that my mind doesn't go there. But it might also be a bad thing, because I work online, as everybody who's watching works online. Yeah. So I think we're all at risk. It's just that we aren't that aware yet that there are these risks, and they are risky to us as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's nuanced, right? I think I speak with many business owners, and I think they're aware of the risks, but it's getting the action part. So, it's, having these unique conversations. Obviously, the QR code, if I'm speaking with you and having a risk assessment, that's not going to apply to you because you're not going to care. Okay, I don't have a restaurant and I don't use QR codes. All right, so that's moot, right? But what you do process as an executive coach is very personal information between your clients. And, cyber adversaries would love to get their hands on that because, you are essentially like a therapist, right? So the information that you're exchanging is highly valuable, especially since, your client base may be executive. So, each business, the point of the matter is each business has valuable data that somebody is trying to get their hands on. And you certainly don't want it to get out of your hands because then you have a reputational issue. You could go out of business. There's long-term impacts to that. And I don't think that people are aware of that. And so I have to be able to translate that and put a value on that, right? Because it's not going to make sense to you unless there's an impact, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
Financial impact.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm just thinking, yeah, whatever, it will never happen. And then when you talk about how easy it is, then you go like, okay, maybe I should protect myself. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Right. So Tom, is there anything we didn't touch on or any questions you may have or something you want to share before we come to the end of the show?
Yeah, no, I think we covered everything. And look, I just want to say that, clients come to me because they just want these issues to go away. Mm-hmm. And, that's what we're here to help. But we're also here to help clients be proactive about these issues. So they don't have to come to us and say, I want these issues to go away. I would love for there to be a day where clients don't come upset, angry, embarrassed. But we have a long way to go. But that's what we're here for. We're here to help treat and fix problems, but we're here to prevent them. And that's really the strategy that we're trying to get other business owners to implement into their organization, is that proactive approach, that proactive security protection.
Yeah, because if you're proactive, you don't have to be embarrassed, and basically nobody stands a chance. And you also have like something extra to offer to people, because I'm just thinking, about the my confidential clauses. Otherwise they would be breached, and you can't have that. And I know everybody I work with, they have these clauses. So you really want to be proactive, and you want to be aware. But then again, speaking from my experience, and I know most of my clients will agree, you don't want the hassle. This is not what we are experts in. This is what you are an expert in. And that's why I think we all need to save ourselves time, do money with more ease, and really, really get an expert to look at it. Because otherwise, yeah, it's a shame, actually. And Dimitri says as well, better to be proactive than reactive. Yeah. And Dimitri is in IT as well. So he's a connoisseur, as I would like to say. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Better to be proactive. And look, you hit the nail on the head in that, we tell our clients, you are the expert in what you do. Allow us to be the experts in what we do. Let us do the heavy lifting for you and give you peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, you have a business to run. You have a life to live. And we want you to be able to do that effectively. We don't want you sitting home worrying, when am I going to be attacked? Because, we are your partner, we work with you, and we're here to help you out.
I hear you. So, sorry, one final thing that all of a sudden pops into my mind, because it's July, people go on holiday. Now, everybody brings their phone when they go on holiday, because everybody still wants to be connected. Even when they are not working, they're still on their phone. And most people that I know have everything connected. So they might have their business on their phone. Well, no. So why is that a risk?
It's a risk because most people will connect to a hotel Wi-Fi. They'll connect to an airport lounge Wi-Fi. They'll connect to a coffee shop Wi-Fi. The common denominator here is that public Wi-Fi outside of your network is not a good idea unless you have a VPN. A VPN will scramble and encrypt your data. And it's not a good idea to connect to that because, for example, I was just in Mexico not too long ago, and I was sitting next to a friend who was using his cellular connection. If everybody who travels overseas, that's very expensive to use every single day. And he was asking questions, and I sold him a VPN mobile protection because he wanted to connect to the hotel Wi-Fi. Now, what the product that I use and sell for my clients analyzes the traffic on the hotels or whatever Wi-Fi you're using, and it lists all the vulnerabilities. So those security gaps, why you shouldn't be connecting to it, and it will alert you. So it's a good idea to, it's just one of the examples of protections, especially for travelers.
Yeah, but it just came to my mind because it's holiday, and even when you're going away for a weekend, it already makes sense. So if you planning things like that, so basically everything you do with IT, I think, and running your business, speak to Tom to make sure that you're secure, and go to his website, Secure My Rep, to just ask for that consultation so that you can actually run your business with ease and you don't have to waste any time on doing things you shouldn't be doing because there's an expert ready to help, right?
That's right.
Excellent.
It doesn't cost anything to have a conversation, and it's 10 times more expensive if you have a problem down the road than to be proactive.
I like that. So with that, we're going to close it for today. Tom, thank you so much for being here. And everybody who's watching, see you later. See you tomorrow.